I remember a past principal commenting at a staff meeting that we were all superheroes. Now, it was meant to make us feel good, to give us that little boost of morale that we needed. But honestly, in that moment, I remember feeling a little confused because I didn't feel like a superhero at all. In fact, I felt pretty defeated. I was behind on my lessons, some of my kids were acting out, and I just felt like I was putting out so many fires with that class that I had that year. And I just didn't feel like a superhero at all. Now, this is coming from someone who literally has wanted to be Wonder Woman all my life. But the thing is, I actually don't feel like being a superhero anymore. And I believe that we just need to be human. Sometimes it's okay to crumble under this cape that so many people think that we have or think that we should have as teachers. And in fact, after so many years of teaching, I really come to realize that the teacher superhero lifestyle is exhausting and, dare I say, impossible. So let's take a little time to talk about a few reasons why. By the way, my name's Elizabeth, and I'm so glad that you clicked on this video. I love working with other teachers, and I've been able to do that now for 16 years in workshops and courses and retreats that focus on arts integration and SEAL, social, emotional, artistic learning. And see, while teachers, like you, I'm sure, love learning about these new ideas and hands-on activities to use in their classroom, there's also this great need to feel like they are just doing okay. And so if you're a teacher, let me tell you with so much confidence that you are doing not just okay, but probably a great job. And it may not feel that way sometimes, but you are. And that is actually part of the first reason why I think we really need to rethink this whole idea that teachers are superheroes. Superheroes always seem to have the right answer, right? Unending energy and that wherewithal to just fix all things. And I understand that superhero stories also have those moments where the character shows a little weakness, but let's face it, the idea behind a teacher superhero is that they're always doing the right thing at the right time for like every single kid. And that is an impossible feat. No one should be expected to be everything for every kid. Now, I know some teachers who try to be that superhero teacher, and I was probably guilty of that too back in the day. They're on every committee, chaperoning every dance and event, working late, having office hours at lunchtime, emailing parents in the evenings, and just using every ounce of their energy for their kids. And while that seems admirable, because let's face it, teachers like that seem pretty amazing, there's a limit to how long you can keep that up, right? And that's what can lead to burnout. So we all need to pause and take that moment every so often and make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and setting those boundaries that are so important. And as humans, we need those boundaries so that we can have some of that life balance. We are not built to do everything. Okay, so let's talk about another reason why we need to rethink this whole teacher superhero thing. We all want to save every student, right? But sometimes we just can't. Let that sink in for a second. I remember watching Wonder Woman as a kid and then a generation later with my daughter, and Wonder Woman could just do anything, take on anything. From a World War II bomber to the gigantic gorilla named Gargantua, she saved everything and everyone. And the thing about Wonder Woman is that she did it with such care and love. And so you would think that those two things could certainly help any student. But that's actually not the case. There are so many things that are just simply out of our control. I remember years ago, there was this 8th grade boy in one of my music classes that actually ran away from the school one day. and he happened to run right by my classroom window during my prep time. And so I thought I would just take a Wonder Woman moment, right? And after I called the office, I ran outside and found him down the street behind the library, actually hiding in some bushes. I had a pretty decent relationship with this kid, and I was able to coax him out of the bushes. And as I was talking caringly to him, convincing him that he could come back to the school and that I would be with him to help him, the principal and the school resource officer came out and took over and totally dismissed me. I tried to stick around, but the SRO literally gave me the wave. Like, what was I supposed to do? I was a 20-something-year-old music teacher just trying to save this one kid, and I was shooed away. Some things are just out of our control, right? I have a bunch of these kinds of stories, and maybe you do too, where there's that kid that you put so much time into, but the administration or their home life or any number of outside forces just prevents you from ultimately saving that kid. But here's the thing, we can only do what we can do. And one of those things is that we can be human, right? We can show that we care, we can try to help, but we also need to remember that saving a student isn't our responsibility. And that can be a tough thing to swallow sometimes. Let's face it, we teachers are caring people who want to. In the Wonder Woman movie, I remember the scene where she's in the middle of a World War I battle, and she's like, "What do you mean we can't do anything?" And she doesn't take no for an answer. And she sheds her coat and reveals her Wonder Woman costume and starts saving people and blocking the enemy fire with her armbands and overturns tanks and freaking saves the day. And as much as I want to do that in my classroom, I know that I have my human limits. And so do you. And you know what? That's totally okay. Now, this is not to say that we can't do anything, because we can. As teachers, we have like this unique opportunity, and dare I say a privilege, to make a difference, a human difference in our students' lives. We have this incredible impact on our students, and we can show them what it means to care for others, right? How to give a second chance, how to study hard, how to do quality work, how to be kind to those who are different from us, and how to be a good human, right? And we can also give our students opportunities to learn, to connect, and to succeed in the content that we teach them. And that is pretty super. And if sometimes we have that feeling of defeat by a crazy day or feel super frustrated by student behavior, that's okay too. We are human. We're supposed to feel those emotions, and let's face it, it just kind of comes with the job. So be in that moment and feel those feelings and see if you can find someone like a colleague or someone like that who can just empathize with you and just be human with you. So if you like this message, please hit subscribe, because this channel is a place for you to not only get creative activity ideas to use with your students, but also to get a caring reality check every so often. So let's continue, shall we? I do have some more videos, and I'm going to put them on the screen, and these may interest you. So I want you to click one, and I'll see you over there.